Hi y'all, I'm Kaya Simone and welcome to my channel. And today I'm really excited to talk about Love is Blind season 4. It's my first time doing a full season of Love is Blind, and it's a show that I've been watching since season 1 and I'm obsessed with it. And I'm just really pumped to talk about it. I want to do something a little bit different with these first 5 episodes because a lot of people are reviewing and recapping Love is Blind because it's so popular. Because right now, I think by the time I'm talking about this, I think they've already started filming or are done with at least seasons 5 and 6. I think 5 is in DC and 6 is in Houston. Really upset about that, being a Houston girl myself. And the way that this is all going to work for my reviews I'm going to be focusing on one couple each video, and we're going to be doing by order which couples got engaged first. So the first is going to be Brett and Tiffany, and the last one is going to be, you'll have to wait and find out. If that is interesting at all to you, please give this video a like and subscribe so you can get notified whenever I'm posting these new videos, because we're gonna pump these out really quickly so I can at least try to stay on the timeline for Love is Blind. I do like to give us a week, but it's still pretty quick. The reason I've never finished a full season of Love Island is because there's 6 episodes a week and it's really hard to stay on top of it, but at least Love is Blind gives me a little bit of breathing room to go and do that. Again, I am Kaya Simone. Welcome to my commentary, lifestyle review, whatever I think of channel. Right now I've been focused more on reality television shows. I did Just a Perfect Match. I'm doing Love is Blind. We'll see what happens next, and we'll see how my content continues to evolve. So if you like that kind of thing and you like myself, please give this video a like. And I'm on my journey to make 1,000 subscribers. My goal is this summer, so I know it might seem really insignificant and small to all of you, but it's a really big deal to me, and I just really appreciate it if you could give this a subscribe down below. Just really appreciate it. All right, enough about all that. Let's get into Love is Blind season 4. Love is Blind season 4 is set in Seattle. Season 1 and 2 were set other places. 3, I know that one was Dallas because I'm a Dallas girl. Love is Blind is a show that takes the premise of kind of a Married at First kind of vibe, where you're meeting people who are in their same city or town, but they add a component of you're actually dating people throughout the journey versus them just saying, hey, this one seems like a great pick for you, go get it. Netflix usually chooses about, I think, 30-ish singles, 20 to 30 people ends up coming out, and all the couples will go on dates. Some of them are really short at the first few days, but over time people decide who they match with and who they click with, and they'll slowly dwindle down over time. Season 1 took place in Atlanta, and that gave us our favorite couple, everyone's favorite couple, Lauren and Cameron. Then we have season 2, which was Chicago, which gave us Shane and Shay. And then we had season 3, which gave us Whatever Barty Says, and 2 couples who I'm not convinced will make it to this day. But now we have season 4. I don't know which 4, it'll look fine to you, which is Seattle. Our first couple is Brett and Tiffany. Brett and Tiffany are a beautiful, Black, age-appropriate couple. Brett is a graphic designer, originally from Portland, so I've always been on the never eat sideways thing, because I never know which directions are. So the Northwest, he's from Portland, and he is a graphic designer. We learn that he started his journey being just doing sketches on Instagram, and somehow ended up getting a job at Nike as a creative director. Fascinating. He is 36, a Scorpio, a fellow Scorpio myself. We get what we want and we'll do it. We're very if it's on my journey, it's on our journey, or we're ready to go. He describes his ideal woman as someone who's successful, independent, and fearless, and honestly that is exactly what Tiffany is. So he checked all the boxes when we went that pod. He went with the mission. And Tiffany is 37, so a little bit older than Brett. She is a recruiter from Houston. I didn't know about these things. It makes so much sense. So I'm oh, I feel so messed with this couple, because I'm yeah, I see parts of myself in them. I'm yeah, let's go. And her thing has been, it's really hard to meet people in public, and she's trying to give something another try. And it's very difficult to meet people in public. I hope we know that, because people aren't just talking to people. When a strange person talks to me, I do not want to talk to them. I feel uncomfortable. I feel scared. I feel weird. It is so weird to talk to people in public, especially when I don't expect it. It's very odd. And then social media and dating apps are its own freaking thing. was watching Girlfriends from like start to beginning, and there was a whole episode recently about how they're all going on dates with people they met online. And I'm like, they're like, that's crazy, be a psycho serial killer. And I'm like, that's common now, but they could all be psycho serial killers. They could also like leave you with therapy. That's like the new big thing I'm afraid of when I'm dating people. Like, you may murder me, but like I'm dead. But like the emotional trauma that like dating does to you now, crazy stuff. Unlike pretty much every couple we're going to be talking about, Brett and Tiffany are each other's number ones from the very start. The moment they meet each other in the pods, they're like, oh wow, like they feel the chemistry, they're flirtatious, they are light, they are happy, they are vibing. And I'm like, yes, please, like I just don't need the stress. Like the stress that the other couples are giving me right off the bat, I'm just like not here for. I just want a nice like calm, relaxing. Like I'm not here for the drama. I'm not a drama girl. I just want people to find love and be happy. That's all I want. And they are the couple I'm gonna say is good. Engaged first, which they did, and I also believe that will be at the altar, and I do see them staying together a year out. Maybe that will change. Like the way that this end of episode 5, like the teaser for the next batch of episodes, like it got me scared, got me scared. I was like, nah, we're not doing this to me. You're not doing this to me. I can't go on the highs and lows of reality dating television. Okay, I cannot do it. We learned that both Tiffany and Brett's longest relationship was 2.5 years, and that was both 10 years ago for them. So that was when they're in their mid-20s, which is where I am. And I think it's really interesting when you get to a certain age, you realize that everyone is either dating really quickly and ending up in those like getting married, or they're going on like a lot of like smaller short relationships. Like no one is together for 2 years, they don't see themselves getting married. So I think that's why a lot of people who can end up having their last long-term relationship be like 10 years ago, because like you're going on dates but like nothing's panning out more than like 4 or 5 dates. Because the problem is, I usually talk on about, is that like a lot of people don't know what they want, but they also will lie about what they want to you. So it's very hard when you're like dating with a goal for someone to be also transparent back with their goal. And that's something that I personally been facing, is that I know what I want most of the time, but when I relay that to other people, they will also tell me that's what they want, but then it's in reality not what they want. So it becomes like a whole cycle of wasting time, and like it's just very difficult to get rid of those people very early on, versus like I think in decades past, even like last decade, where people were dating more intentionally, and now a lot of things are situationship vibes. So it's very hard to date in today's climate. Brett has a very nice story about how he never knew where his food was coming from. Like it was very hard. He didn't have any friends in high school because like he could come home one day, there'd be no power, so it's very hard for him to build relationships and feel secure. And a lot of his energy was spent sketching and posting online, so that was like a safe space. And he got his job at Nike. Well, because he got a job like as a creative director, and then I'm getting a job at Nike. And this was a really weird timing for me, because he jumped from like high school to like being like now saying he got that director job in like 3-4 years. He didn't go to college, so I'm like, what happened those other 7-8 years? There's like an 8-year span that's just unaccounted for, which I found weird. Maybe it was just me, I don't know. It was just like a weird little thing. I just looked at his LinkedIn. I just looked at his LinkedIn because I forget we have the internet, and he was at EA for about 5 years from 2008 to 2013, which makes sense for his comment that he was just like doing side things. But I'm like, that was a job, like modeling. So if you guys don't know, if you don't watch video games or if you ever played like The Sims, all the little objects that are in a video game are 3D modeled. So someone takes the time to, like if I was like this microphone, for example, someone would have to model it and see how it relates to the space to put that object in the space, and that's what modeling is. But I guess he didn't feel like modeling was like a career for him. It was just more of like a lower level job. And then ultimately he did end up getting a job at Cole Haan as a content creator manager, and then did get a job at Nike, where he is now as a director of immersive design. So I think that makes sense of his modeling background. So, like, I don't know, it was like pitching, like, it's like, I haven't had a job. I'm like, sir, you have had a job. You just didn't go to school. And that's fine. Like, but you've had a career, you know, like he's always had a career from the baseline. So that was very weird how he talked about it. I mean, I know they leave things out, but just to make that clear, he's always like been working. And he doesn't talk about herself too much. We do learn that she's the kind of woman who's like, if someone tells me I can't, I'm going to do it. From going from like band to her current career now. She's like, when someone tells me that like I can't, I'm gonna double down and surpass all expectations, which I love that. We love an ambitious queen, we love that energy. There's this one really cute scene where Tiffany's like, I'm feeling sexy today, I'm wearing my heels. I'm like, girl, why are you wearing heels? You have no reason to wear heels. Like, you, like, I would be wearing sweatpants every single day. And she's like, I'm wearing navy. She's like, I'm also wearing navy. I'm like, guys, you guys have chosen self-matching outfits. I'm like, this is a wrap. You guys are automatically gonna be a couple. Like, this is done. As the relationship has progressed, one of the big moments comes when he's at I think he's at that like tipping point where he's like not sure if he wants to propose, but he wants to propose, but he's not sure if he's like ready. And Marshall is I love seeing more, and one thing they're doing a lot more this season is like a lot more like the male and female quarters, so we can see like the interpersonal relationships between the contestants a little bit more versus just having them in the pod moments, which I think is really valuable. So you see Brett being comforted by Marshall in a very, very cute, sweet moment that I loved. And Brett does open up to Tiffany about kind of one of his issues with proposing and being in a relationship is that the fact that he lost his brother a few years ago in a very bad like car accident. His brother had finally proposed to his girlfriend of 10 years, and they were about to get married like a few weeks. He was getting fitted, and then his brother died, and he's like, I could love you, and we could want that for us, but I could still end up losing you. He's like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to open myself to that pain and hurt. And Tiffany's just like, look, I'm here with you however this goes, for like however like death or whatever, we're gonna like I'm here for you and I'm gonna support you. And I'm like, that was great. He does tell her that he wants to propose. I think he kind of proposes, but I'm not sure if he does propose or doesn't, but like Netflix frames it like he at least says, hey, I want to propose to you, but doesn't officially do it. And while he's talking, we see our old girl Tiffany just like little cute little just like sneeze, like sleeping away, and he has silent tears, like, and he's freaked out. He's like, what happened? He thinks he hates her, and that's where that episode ends. But then it opens up on the next episode with him shouting, be like, I'm done with her, I want to leave. Like, how could she die? I just expect my whole heart to her, and she just is like, how could she do that? Like, how dare she be silent on me? And we have this really cute moment where Chelsea and one of the other girls that does not make it to the main cast, they're singing her this little song about like my husband, I don't know the words. It was like really cute, and I was like, again, like I like to see that relationship between like them, because like I think it's like really nice, and I think we're just missing that, and like I love those moments. Tiffany does regret it a lot, and she ends up seeing Brett the next day. She's like, I'm really sorry. And she's holding this shoe that he had given her, and this shoe represents like his beginning and his new path for his career that he had chosen, and he's giving that to her as like she's her new path. No, she is his new path. And it's like really cute. And she says, I'm so sorry, I was tired, it was a long day. And like, you guys have to remember, you guys have to remember that they're filming, their dates sometimes are 6-10 hours. They're not just like 2-3 hours and they're gone. Like, they're like literally full day experiences. I think it makes sense that she could have fallen asleep. Is it disrespectful? Yes. But hey, sometimes it happens. But he tells her it's just gonna be a funny story, and then he proposes to her. She says yes. They do their little meet cute moment, and like the moment they see each other, like he literally runs to her, they're kissing, and I'm like, I'm so happy for them. When we get to them in Mexico, there's no drama with them, because again, they don't have any like exes in the resort to worry about. They're trying to deepen their emotional physical connection. They do ultimately have that opportunity to deepen their physical connection, and Tiffany's like, it was great, everything I could have imagined and wanted. Tiffany does still have some insecurities around her age and being how old I hate saying how old she is, but being at her age and still single. And his Brett's like, my friends are gonna love you, and they're like, how the heck did I ever get this woman? I'm really excited to see how this relationship develops and deepens over time. Alright, so my final thoughts on the couple. This one's really brief because again, there's not too much, and they don't have a lot of drama. It's just like deepening the relationship. I really do see them going the distance and lasting. I do think that there are some trauma or some issues that Tiffany hasn't told Brett about, or hasn't really opened up enough about, because I feel like Brett has done a really good job about talking about his past, where he is and where he wants to be, but Tiffany, I think, has held back a little bit more, so there might be some issues that come up there, but I'm hoping it's not that big of a deal. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video with me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. There's gonna be a playlist, so just save the playlist and watch the next video, which will be on now.